Hey everybody, Travis here. Welcome to day 2 of the Phase 1 Basic Training Program. Isn't it amazing that something like this is offered and it works so effectively, it's so efficient at burning fat, it gives you a lifestyle that you can live with, and before long you won't be able to live without it, and it's free. How about let's bless the name of the Lord at all times for His goodness and His grace and His mercy. Thank goodness that we've all stumbled upon this life-changing information. Did you know that more than 30,000 people, that's just the ones we know about that have participated in this program, more than 30,000 people have lost more than a documented 1 million pounds. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that great? Bless the name of the Lord. All right, let's get started and let's talk about this program. Before we get into the detailed parts of the program, let's talk about the mind, body, and soul connection. In order to get started, we've got to know a few things about ourselves. We've got to know how our body works. Just learning a diet won't allow you to be successful over the long haul. You must understand why we're teaching you what we're teaching you. Books do not work by themselves. Books just clutter up shelves and are great ideas wasted until we pour them into our minds and, yes, even into our hearts. You know what? You're going to become the book. You know, that's how you remember it. You become the book. You begin to help me author this book and this material, because if you write it, you'll remember it. So make sure that you're taking those notes today. The mind, let's talk about that mind, the mind connection. The mind is so very powerful. If we really want to change, then we've got to change our thought patterns. We act upon that we think about most often. The principle of real and lasting change is very simple. Change your thoughts and you'll change your life. Travis, what about those thoughts? It's really hard to control your thoughts. No, it's not. You can control your thoughts by controlling your speech. The Bible says that the tongue is set on fire of hell and no man can tame it. And it's like a small rudder on a great ship. It can turn that big ship to the left or to the right. So your tongue's very powerful. And when you start having those incorrect thoughts, those negative thoughts, you start getting the stinking thinking. Then change your speech. Start speaking out loud. Speaking things differently into your universe and into your world. And before you know it, your thoughts will change. If you think negatively most of the time, then your life will be marred by negative results and consequences of the actions that were rooted from those thoughts. If you think positive, then you will begin to yield positive actions. Positive actions will yield a joyous, fulfilling life. Though the principle is simple, the actual execution of the principle is a little more difficult. You're going to have to do some things differently than you've ever done before if you're going to get to places you haven't been yet. We live in a culture of negativity, propaganda, and little fulfillment for most. If we do not take inventory of our thoughts and become aware of every thought, then we will inevitably fall in line with the masses that are not living an abundant and happy life in the Lord. How do we change our thoughts and become more positive? Begin with journaling. We're going to talk about that component a little later, but it is one of the, if not the most important components. Every great person in the history of the world found journaling effective and exciting. Journaling is one of the most powerful ways to change your thoughts and desires. Journaling helps you get in touch with yourself, celebrate personal success, and examine our short-term setbacks and failures so that we can make a comeback, and so that those bad decisions and short-term failures do not happen as frequently. Journaling penetrates your heart like no other thing that you can do for yourself. The apostles used a journal, but Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison, Helen Keller, and others have also achieved great unparalleled success through journaling. Those great people used a journal and had uncommon success in their lives. If you want uncommon success, then you should journal too. Journaling will change your thoughts and your heart. Once you change your mind and heart, your life is forever changed. Let's go beyond the mind for a moment, talk about the body. The body is complex, to say the least. But in order for us to change and make sense of it all, we must keep things simple. Most of you come to Shibboleth in order to lose weight. Or perhaps you've come to this free weight loss ministry to just lose a few pounds. You come to learn to eat healthfully or garner more self-esteem or self-confidence. The scales have always measured weight loss, but in order to adopt a healthy lifestyle, understanding those scales and the number on them becomes supremely important. The scales are not just measuring the amount of body fat on your body, but measuring the amount of muscle, bone, water, connective tissue, waste, and other parts of your body. When it comes to weight loss, we do not want to lose muscle and other healthy living tissue. Some muscle loss is normal on any program, but most diets simply yield more muscle loss than fat loss. This is not good. The brain's health is also related to the foods we eat. Healthy eating is good for the brain. Amino acids produce neurotransmitters which make up the communication system in your brain. We also call amino acids gut be gone and butt be gone. The health of your body depends on conserving healthy living tissue and starving off unhealthy toxin-filled fat. Following Shibboleth helps you do just that. Conserve the tissue that keeps you living and ridding the body of the tissue that has got you living unhealthy and feeling kind of bland. Facts about fat that you need to know. Did you know that fat stores 3,500 calories per pound? Did you know that fat damages the heart and cardiovascular system? Stored fat robs the body of energy. How about this one? Fat is just jiggly and itchy. That's all it's good for. Jump up and down. Your muscles burn and contract because blood flow's going there. After all, the life is in the blood. That blood goes to those calf muscles when you're jumping, and they burn and they pump that blood. Living tissue. But what your love handles doing? They're just jiggling and itching. We got to starve them off. At rest, fat burns many less calories per pound than muscle does. Per pound, fat takes up twice the space on the body as does muscle. Fat destroys mitochondria. Fat robs your self-esteem. Fat is now considered to even be the leading cause of cancer. The more muscle we have on our frame, then the more calories we will burn at rest. Our baseline metabolic rate is the number of calories we expend each hour while at rest. You lose muscle and lean tissue when you lose your ability to burn calories at rest. In these lessons, we're going to examine how to shed unwanted body fat while conserving lean tissue. We're going to do it fast, we're going to do it effectively, and we're going to do it the fun way. Now, when I return in the next lesson, we'll begin to talk about the soul, and then we'll go right into what calories are, and then we'll keep on proceeding until you have learned this amazing Phase 1 Basic Training Program. I love you. Bless the name of the Lord at all times.